welcome to my channel. So right now, we are going to go ahead and kind of explain what a grid is. So I'm just going to try to explain it through drawing it, because I feel like that's the best way that I can express it. So we'll go ahead and make like a simple thingy here. We'll just say that this is us, because this is what I want to make. I want to make this can be the center of things, which is our heart. Hmm. Yellow. Okay, so we'll say that this is the center of, like this is our center, right? And then everything else that, comes around us, like little objects floating around, just random organic things. Change it. Okay, so that makes me feel better. So now we are just explaining like that the grid is just basically the things that are around us. Okay, so if we center ourselves here, right, we can say that this is the center, and then these are like little points on our grid. So and there are like multiple of these, I suppose, just multiple layers of everything. And I would only assume that there would have to be some kind of oopsies. There would have to be some kind of distinguished line. Well, I don't know. No, 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 no. It wouldn't. It couldn't, because it would have to be the things that are just directly around us, because this is all space, and this is the center of this would be like the center, right? Because just like in our body, like we have our center core, and then we also have other parts of awareness. So we could be centered here, we can be centered here, or we can be centered over here instead. And being centered over here is not the same perspective as being centered here, okay? Because, it's like these are like memories. So this would be like a memory, like, so that would be a memory, or like illusions. That's, or like anything that's like that. So if you decide that you want to, um, stay over here, that would be better for you, right? Centered And because we would have to be able to travel to this point and that point and that point and that point. Wow, this is so much better than using this thing. I was like all over the place. So yeah, so these are just like things that, are like premonitions, memories, but once we get centered, that's when we're able to know like who we are like as the individual here. And then we're able to just kind of like relax and be our own selves. So I can go ahead and like look at this a little bit more for you too. So let me just go ahead and draw it out for you a little bit better here. So this would definitely be the center. We have to do that. Right. So this would be the center, right? So, and then we would have the grid, which would, obviously you know what a grid looks like. You have to put the 3D dimensional energy in there too. Okay, so now all of these grids, like all of these little little points, these little blocks, right? These little blocks can contain certain things. Like these are like little things, like these are all like little rooms for your energy, right? Like little things, like little places. Like this is your room, right? You have, like, if I could change the color here and make it like a blue, it would be like, this would be you. So you, and then we would have like, your couch here, which is like a very nice antique couch that your aunt gave you. And then you have like, your refrigerator over here. It has like a bottom freezer, so because that's the way that you live your life. It actually has two doors for the, it has two doors for the refrigerator, and it has, yeah, it's a nice refrigerator. Okay, so and then you also have like, like maybe a rug. Let's try. Let's try. Let's try. You have Aladdin's flying carpet. No, just get it right, Kayla. Yes. Okay, so then we just put the ones. Right, so that's Aladdin's flying carpet that you have, right? All of these things are like in your space, and these things can also be like, things that you're thinking about, because this is not just you, because this isn't just start in like, this is like, like these are, first it starts inside of you, because first it starts with your, because the first thing that, because there's like a layer to us, right? There's like the layer. I have to like just delete it all right now because I'm gonna have to express this to you more. So there's this layer to us here that we have. There's this layer. It goes like this. There's us, right? That's all of your energy. And then there is a circle there. Like that is the first gridded energy, right? That's the first grid. And that contains like, your Mercury. Okay, so that contains your Mercury, and your Mercury would be the first planet that you have to deal with, the first thing that goes around you here, like the first things, like But the thing is you don't want to be focused on Mercury. You want to focus within yourself here, because yourself emanates these things. So you have like, like this first, like you first have like, you know, like this first bubble of energy where you have to, like, I guess that this would be like, your thoughts. This would be like, the mind here. And then we would have like another one here, which would be um uh whoopsies. Which would be like, the outside world, what we see with our eyes. Like, so what we see with our eyes, the things that start surrounding us, and then it kind of continues and goes on and on and on, like, because we are all just like, like our own solar system, and just keeps on going on like that forever. And basically, like, you just got a bunch of things in line. Isn't that funny? But yeah, or just like, you get alignments. But this would just be like other things or other people that could be like drawn to you. So like things that are drawn to you, um or are close to you, relatively close to you in some kind of way. So yeah, this would just be like, your gridded energy. And I just wanted to express that because my last video I made a video that kind of expressed the grid, and I didn't really talk about it too much. And I kind of feel like I know a bit about it, and I wanted to share that with you guys so that way you can also see. And like, not a lot of people talk about gridded energy as well, so that's another thing. So yeah, and all of these little things, they come from the beginning, right? Because everything comes from the beginning right here. And if we can find ourselves to center just within our own grid here, that would be ideal. And that would be like, and not like trying to like wander around your grid, like, like instead of like, being centered here, like don't be in the mask, because that would be like, being in the masculine energy, because your grid, like all of this over here, is your masculine energy. So everything that you can see, like, like carnivals and like houses and stuff like that, people, places, anything like that, like animals, etc. um Cats, dogs, anything like that, we can see these things on our outside realm. And this is probably a product of like, the source of all things, which is, our God, right? So yeah, I feel like when we go out in these realms, like if we go out like here, and when we go out here, it's like, kind of stepping out of a barrier, because it's like you have this energetic, like, aura around you. And it's like, like you, right? Like, I mean, I'm not saying that because, like, I mean, technically, we don't really go anywhere, and that's kind of what the grid is. It's kind of like what the grid is. It's not, I'm not, like, honestly, because I just, like, figured it out. Because the grid, it doesn't, it's not that the grid, you move around your grid, okay? Because you don't move around your grid. The only thing that happens is that your grid will change scenery when you change your vibrational pull, right? So does that make sense? You have like, your energy here, and then everything that's around you is like your grid. So I just wanted you guys to see that. So that way there was like some kind of demonstration. I'm bored. Okay, so I think that that's it, honestly, because I think that that pretty much covers it. It's just the fact that, your grid never is the only thing that changes. Like your placement, your grid is the things that are around you. So, they're the things that are around you and the things that you can see, but it also starts within your mind because we also have a grid in the astral realms. Because the grid, it is the matrix. So, yeah. Um, that's the reason why, like, and I actually like was listening to this one song, and I don't remember what it was called or anything. I just remember one line from it, and it said, God, is this all that there really is? Is this all that I can see? And like, is this all that I can see? Like, I mean, yes, like everything like in the world is magnificent, but the things that are directly right in front of us is like, what we've got, right? It's what we've got to work with, right? And it's where we have to like, figure out how to get to, where we want to be. If you are trying to figure out, or like, if like you're just trying to do something where like it's a place where you've like, because I'm not just, not everything has to be like freaking Mr. Kayla. So um, yeah, it's just an energy that's actually just surrounding you. So it's just the energy that is just surrounding you, okay? So yeah, we're not in the twilight zone. But this is kind of like, it kind of can feel like the twilight zone here. Okay, but I'm not saying that it's like the Twilight Zone, like the show. It's not. That's just a TV show. That's all that is. Thank you. And yeah. So just remember that the grid is just going to be here, like for you. It's just around you. So it just changes as you change your vibration. And you can actually see your grid, right? Because these would be like objects that are surrounding you. And if you can like feel it around you, because I also have this another theory here, but I should probably go over in like another video because this one's probably a little long. So I'll like, I'll look into it, or I'll like think about like doing it if you guys like this one. So just uh, give it like a thumbs up, and remember to give yourself the love that you need, and love yourself and love who you are, because you're amazing. Yeah, baby. So that's what I said. Just keep on being you, because you're you, and that's amazing. So I'll talk to you guys later. Just keep on being you. And also consider like what I taught you in this lesson. So